How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Just a couple of updates, and then we'll be happy to take any questions you have. We do not have any new positive cases. So 21 positive residents, still the same as when we last spoke. 8 positive residents. The folks that we've retested came back negative.
Wait.
Or you mean 21 and 8 staff?
8 staff, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What about the person that was ill that they thought that passed?
We will get to that.
Okay, so.
Some things to get out is that we still have 17 of the positive residents here in house. 3 of them still are at Ruby. There is 1 at Mon in the ICU. We did have 2 deaths since we last spoke, but they were unrelated to COVID. Both of those patients were tested and were negative.
2 deaths since Friday?
Correct. I think 1 was Thursday into Friday and 1 was Friday into Saturday. Yeah. We have completed our first virtual conference with families. That lasted for about an hour. What we decided to do was to break that down by wings of the facility. There's 4 areas. We started with the families that have loved ones here that are positive for COVID-19.
Okay.
We'll do our second one today, and we'll wrap up at least having spoken to everyone once with these virtual conferences on Wednesday.
Okay.
We are going to try to compile a list of donors, and I'm sure we're going to leave people out and share it onto our Facebook page.
Okay.
There have been so many people bringing things. We're trying to keep track of that, and we'll go ahead and apologize in advance if someone gets left off of that list.
Indeed.
Current in-house processes at this time is that we're continuing to check temperatures on all residents every 4 hours. We're continuing treatment on all that tested positive. We have started hand hygiene on all the residents in the facility every shift.
And what?
Hand hygiene.
What does that mean exactly?
So we're using alcohol sanitizers, and we're doing that every 8 hours on the patients, on everyone in the facility.
Okay.
Panhandle's going to return today, I believe.
That's correct.
And we're going to decontaminate again the hall areas of all the units. Environmental services is focusing on patient rooms, where they're continuing to clean bed rails, telephones, remotes, switches, all the things that we would touch with our hands. Nursing is helping with the sanitation around their work areas, and of course, panhandlers will take care of the common areas in the hallways. And we do have a defined cohort of staff that is providing care for the patients that are isolated in the COVID unit, and we've secured housing for them, and there's a pay differential for that population as well.
A pay differential meaning you're giving them extra.
Yes, correct.
Okay, how many people are caring for the COVID positive patients?
At any given time, we have about 6 people that are dedicated to that area.
Okay. How are the patients, the positive patients' spirits?
Yeah, they're doing really well. An update, we have seen improvement. On Friday, we had 2 patients to decompensate a bit, but they have nearly recovered back to their baseline. In fact, I'd say one of those has, and the other one's very close.
Okay. And how are everybody in general, the residents, good spirits?
Yes.
Now, one of the things that was brought up on Thursday was that some of your employees had some discrimination against them for their work here at Sundale with COVID patients. I know I spoke to Don a little bit about it earlier, but could you just tell me, has that improved? Has the attitude changed? And what are you guys seeing now?
I haven't heard any new reports from any of our staff, so I hope the attitude has changed. Are any of you aware of anything?
I do believe it has changed. I think people are starting to be aware that, the 8-foot distance.
Cooties.
Pardon?
You don't have cooties.
Right. They're not going to catch it, being 8 foot from us or
pulling into the parking lot.
Right. So I think that they're becoming more aware, and our community has just stepped forward, and they have been so generous to us in bringing in food and supplies and making sure that even the staff that are taking care of those folks have things that they need round the clock, like toothbrushes and toothpaste, things you would never think about. And so, we're just so grateful at the community community support that we're getting right now.
And the uplifting messages that have been sent our way have just been greatly appreciated, and it means so much to the staff.
Good. Good. What are we leaving out that you want to add?
Is there anything that you can think of? Anything you would like to know about?
You had mentioned, perhaps, a report to the governor last week?
Oh, the patient, the death,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't a death. You know, I just so that everyone knows, it is critically important to all of us to get factual information
Right.
to the public. And, you know, we received a report through the proper channels that that patient had passed. And of course, once we receive that, it goes to our admissions director, readmission director. We get notified, and we send that information to OFLAG, which is a division of DHHR. And my understanding is what happened in this, that there was someone with the same last name, and you know that patient would not have been a surprise to us if it had passed. And it's not a typical practice that we circle back around and confirm. When the information comes in the door, we assume that it's real.
Right.
And you know, that was a hard time Friday here when that came out, and sort of our leadership's response to it. I think it's important for all of us to realize in this moment, especially those of us in any sort of leadership position, that there's no place for our ego in this. And you know, our healthcare workers are doing the best that they can under a stressful situation, and we don't want to contribute to chaos. But you know, when people reached out to us wanting answers where, why, how, we were very quick to take responsibility for that. And as far as I'm concerned, the buck stops here, and we're sorry that got out, and that's how it happened. But it's important for all of us to continue to show our compassion and support and understanding that, you know what, sometimes things might not be 100% correct, but we'll do our best to minimize inaccuracies.
Try to.
Yeah.
All right. Again, anything else?
Yeah, those are all my questions. I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
If there's anything you guys want to put out there for now?
No, I mean, you know, we're day 8. That's pretty reassuring that we haven't had decline. You know, I feel the next few days will be very critical to know what we have. We feel like, you know, truly we're in a holding pattern right now, and people are stable to improved. And that's reassuring to us. All eyes on us for the next week.
Day 8 since the first patient.
Was
here.
positive.
Okay.
Great. And all testing and everything's complete, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, of course, if we had someone to have symptoms and such, we would arrange to retest those individuals. That happened on Friday. We had someone with a fever and some concerning symptoms that was not housed in our COVID unit, and we sent them out to WVU Medicine for a retest, and it came back negative.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Well, best of luck to
Yeah.
you guys.
Thank you so much.
much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Here goes.